Hi guys, how are you doing today? Mko fiti? Mimi niko poa kabisa. I am back again with another exciting episode. And before you even start, happy International Women's Day to you! Yay! To all the wonderful women who follow me on this platform, happy International Women's Day to you. Yes, I hope this day brings nothing but joy in your heart. And when we are speaking about joy, I have a conversation that I thought was very right and was very timely for this particular day. And I have a guest. Huyu si mgeni, hata sifai kumuita mgeni. Si mgeni, she's been here before and she's now, because it's not even the last time, she's gonna come back again. She's become a resident of our channel. The one and only. The one and only. Drum rolls for her, please. Yay! Nthenya of Nutrition by Nthenya. Yay!
Usifanye nirudi next week nisimame hapo kwa mabango niseme nataka tena. Huwezi fanya ni feel poa hivyo.
Hapa tunakwanga tu vibes. Na lazima tukupate the introduction that you deserve. Hi Nthenya.
Hi Judy. Thank you so much and happy International Women's Day to you.
And to you too.
Asanti sana kwa kutusikiza as the women. Unajua naonanga tu.
Yes.
Content yako mikuwa hapa. Thanks for giving us a platform.
Of course.
Kukua sisi tu.
Yes. Yeah. And that is exactly what we're about to do today. Yeah, because we are having a discussion with, actually no, si tunasalimiananga tu DM. Nimeekelea kitu Nthenya na ni comment. Unajua, and in one of our conversations, Nthenya suggested something. I would be very honest. This particular conversation was a suggestion by Nthenya. Si mimi nilimwambia tika Nthenya tuongelele. Ni aliniambia, Mama Mumbus, I have a topic that I would like us to discuss. And the topic is working on ourselves from a point of self-love. Nimeisema vizuri.
Umesema tu vile ilikuwa inafaa. Working on ourselves from a point of self-love.
Yes.
Because I deal with women a lot.
Yes.
Sana. By the way, nitadanganya nikisema madema wajani supporti Nairobi.
Yes.
90% of my clients, 90% of my following is actually women.
Yeah.
But I've realized kuna tu vitu tunafanya hapa na pale that are, the conversation is not enough in my 90 seconds on Instagram.
Yeah.
Nikasema nani atanisaidia kupasi message in a very loving way? Judy atani host. And what a better day.
And a perfect conversation on International Women's Day.
Correct.
Yeah. Because it's a day about us, so we need to talk about ourselves. But before we do that, Nthenya, I say it's not good to assume that people know you maybe kuna subscribers tumepata hawa new wenye hawaku chile conversation ingine yetu. So before we proceed, Nthenya, please introduce yourself. That's your camera.
Good. So it's very good to actually note I have been watching the growth. Tuko pale karibu na 200k. So wenyewe.
Yes, subscribers.
So my name is Nthenya. I am a certified nutritionist. I go by the name Nutrition by Nthenya on social media platforms. YouTube na inusia tu. I'm taking inspiration from Judy and the rest like Celestine. It is very good to be here. I help women work on their bodies from a point of self-love. And I always say this because the streets of social media are not very kind. I am a work in progress myself. So mtu asikuja hapo na to comment, hata ukikuja nayo, at least itakuwa inaongeza the engagement.
Yes,
the engagement.
Yes.
I absolutely love Judy's channel, not just her channel, but the impact it has. The last time I must mention, mi nilikuwa nasimamishwa mpaka Gikomba. Na mama wananiambia na tumekuona mahali. So that is why I actually really appreciate that besides nutrition, we can just fat loss, we can have conversations like this on your platform. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And I'm so excited. I remember waking up today in the morning and I was going through my notes. Na unaona hata sina kitabu. Because nimesema for this particular conversation, I want us to just chat. I want us to just have a very authentic conversation. Because I feel like weight loss is a big conversation right now. But before we even get into now the nitty-gritty of our conversation today, Nthenya, when you say working on myself from a point of self-love, what exactly do you mean?
Good. So Judy, I have been in this business alone for 8 years. So that's close to 10 years.
Yeah.
And of course, I was in school for 4 years. Alafu nikakuja huku nje. Reality can hit.
Yeah.
Masomo and the reality is very different. When I joined the industry, I was like, Aki, I'm here to help women. Kabisa, tukue, tukaipoa. But then later on, I realized women don't have a problem with the knowledge. They have an issue with loving their bodies at different stages. Now, not to say I don't work with men, but I realized women go through different stages in life.
Yeah.
And that's where the self-love now started coming in.
Yeah.
Puberty, ni sisi tuko na issues.
Yes.
All of a sudden, you are a flat chest. Umeanza kugrow. By the time we understand, you've moved into 20s and there's a wave of not understanding what your body is supposed to do. And then kidogo, kuna periods mahali every month uko na pressure. And then kidogo, before you settle in, tushaingia kwa perimenopause.
Yes.
So I now starting to ask myself a few questions. How can we as women love ourselves throughout the entire journey? Because I'm privileged to work with very young girls. I'm privileged to work with 80s, ladies in their 80s. But one thing cuts across. We are just little girls. So the only thing I want, by the way, is when you leave my either we've talked or we've interacted, please know that I want you to work on your body from love.
Yes.
Depending on whether you are 150 kgs or you're 50 kgs. Because another thing is, I get women in their 50s, that is 50 kgs, who they can do anything to get to 70. And then I'm getting a lady who is in 100, who is 70, who can do anything to get to 50. So all these stages, nikaanza kujiuliza, what is the one thing that is lacking? The one thing that actually now came to bind it was a therapist. When I started working with a therapist, her name is Esther, akiongelesha wa mama wangu, mtu tu ana change. I'm like, we didn't even do a new meal plan. What happened?
Yeah.
And that's when now I started understanding, okay, ni self-love. Ukijipenda tu from ile point ya, okay, I don't like where I'm at, but I'm going to work on it because I feel good. I'll walk because walking makes me feel good. That is what self-love is. It is broad. Working from the body, from a lot of self-love. Na makosa ni we are the biggest critics.
Yeah, of ourselves. That's true.
Hata labda your partner, quote unquote, if you have a partner or a husband, hajasema anything. But uko hapo unasema, guy, babe, umeona hiyo tumbo yangu vile ni kubwa. You're the first. So if you speak it, you already work from your body. Anything. Ukipromisiwa kesho 7 kgs, utakuwa hapo very fast.
Yeah. Oh, you said something very interesting. Umesema the person who came to actually now bind that conversation was the therapist. Na kuna vile anaongelesha, then somebody just changes.
Yes.
Maybe their habits change, something just shifts. And it just hit me. Self-love starts from here.
Correct.
It starts from your mind.
Correct.
So the thing that needs to shift fast before anything else can happen physically is your mind.
Judy, wacha nikwambie. Mi na jokingi nasema Esther ako karibu kunitoa kwa biashara. Because every single client who has been in contact with Esther directly, once they start realizing, oh, by the way, I just need to change my mindset. We have this thing of, this is bad. If I'm losing weight, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Tushaieka kwa akili. But once you start changing the mindset and you say, okay, by the way, okay, I would like to be size X where I was before, but I'm just going to change my mindset on liking a workout. Maybe you didn't like it, or just liking food that you felt like was not right, or just starting to like vegetables. Imagine unaanza kupata vitu zina work, zina flow. But when you're working from a point of self-criticism, hata ukikosea kidogo, maybe nilikupea meal plan, ukose tu kidogo, you're like, aki ilishaenda, by day 4, I'm like, the weight has not moved, staki. But ukichange mindset, itakwambia, by the way, mindset ni kusema, I gained this weight over a period of time. I carried a baby, I am old enough now, hormones are changing, so wacha nijipe time. Your mindset, unaanza una shift too, but it takes a lot of work, but first starts with
Yeah, yourself.
Awezi kuja hata Esther akikuongelesha, Esther anakuongelesha ukiwa umefunga masikio.
Yeah.
It will not work. And by Esther I mean any therapist.
Yeah.
If you don't sit down with yourself and say, by the way, mi najipenda, I cannot be Judy, na mi naambianga watu hata nikafanya nini siwezi toshana nawe Judy, hata siwezi taka ati niamke nioneka kitu hapa ati if I see the kamshipa it is over. Afadhali wakanieke Elianto kwa mshipa. Just to say that all of us are very different. Judy hatuwezi fanana.
And let me tell you now, when you speak about being different, because I've had conversations with people, and especially now women, and utapata mtu ananiambia hivyo, Judy nikamka tu nipate natoshana na wewe. I would be so happy. And sometimes I hear somebody say that, and I'm like, I wish you knew. Like, I wish you knew the problems or the troubles that I have kivyangu tu zenye sijazisema publicly, because Nthenya, I have a very interesting body type. I don't know if you've experienced this in the many women that you work with, but sasa mimi, the reason why I go to the gym, and I think I've said this before, the reason why I go to the gym is actually to gain weight, because sasa mimi shida zangu ni vice versa. So the minute I stop working out, I lose weight. Like Correct. My weight just goes. But the minute I go back to the gym, at least because the metabolism, you're eating, nini, I'm able to gain a bit of weight. Niyo ndio kitu mimi naenda kuchase kwa gym. Gym naendanga kuchase weight gain. Like I need to. Yeah, but sasa ni vile, because I want to gain healthy weight.
Correct.
I need to work out ndio ikwe ni muscles na build. So ni weight ya muscle, si weight ya fat.
Correct.
Because then weight ya fat sasa, fat ni mzuri. Unajua ndio kitu, si fat is good. You need to have a certain percentage of fat in your body. Ufai kusema sasa I just want to be lean. No. Kafat kidogo ni mzuri. So sometimes when I hear somebody say ati nikafika weight yako, I'm like, weight yangu hii yenye na struggle juu sometimes inaweza isha haraka sana, na nataka at least ni jenge kamwili. Unajua ni jenge kamwili ndio hata tukisimama na Steph mtu anaona huyu ni mama ya mtu. You know, so when it comes to standards that as women we've set for ourselves, sometimes I feel like yani zingine ni very unfair to ourselves. Like sometimes we're being very unfair to ourselves. And this brings me to this question, Nthenya. Beauty standards and social media. Because I feel like we are living in a time where a beautiful girl should only look like this and never like this. So do you think this is the reason why there are so many weight loss programs on the internet? Say tukaingia tu TikTok to search weight loss. Let me tell you, the videos you will see, sometimes you watch them. Like sometimes I watch them kama zenye tumetoka kuwatch saizi before tuanze hii show. And I feel so sad. So my question is, beauty standards set by the social media, tuko wapi? What is happening there?
Judy, unajua umesema vitu mob sana, but I'll just echo what you said before I get to this. All of us, even if today we were 70 kgs, we will never look the same. Your fat percentage, your water, your muscle is all different. Yeah. There's a frame yako. Okay? Now, the other thing is beauty standards. Unfortunately, they change over time. And the mistake that is happening right now is that we have phones where we can see.
Yeah.
And I would say it all starts from the fashion industry. Because kwa runway, tutaona kina nani? Models, Judy mrefu. Yes, Judy mrefu. Yes. Judy uko sawa, lakini unaweza kaa kando juu urefu. You're too short. But then when you look at, even when you go shopping, this thing of size 16, size 14, size 12, I will find a ladies just saying, okay, I just want to be a size 14. Lakini in size 14 ya wapi kusema ukweli.
Yeah.
Why have we not as Africans come up with our own standard? When you go, it's always UK, US, Europe.
That's true.
There is never Africa size.
Yes.
When you see a curvy dummy, it is not as attractive because we don't have, it's not very common.
Yeah.
If we made them common, imagine, it would be okay.
Yes.
I think there's something that I'm liking. Millennials ndio tuko na ako ka pressure ka sizes. You don't have to force yourself and say, I'm a size 14. Na unajua we si size 14, for example. Yes. You buy clothes that are size 14. Na unajua for sure when is size 18. Nunua tu size 18. Imagine and love yourself. Because ukiva size 18, imagine you look like a size 14. You don't walk on the streets. Kila mtu akijua weight yako hapa kwa nini. So the beauty standards, we have to start changing the narrative ourselves. Amka leo amwe, you don't have to be fit into a specific. Si lazima ukue size 12 ati ndo ukae poa. As long as you're doing something. I like something you said, Offset. Imagine, bora unafanya tu kitu. You're walking, you're eating right, you're working on the belly fat. Hizi zingine zote, imagine ni ndo tuanze kufanya slimming wires, Judy. Kwanza hiyo kitu, wewe umesema unachoka, mi nalia. I'm crying every single day for women because we are losing our muscle. And I told you this on your DM. The one thing that women will regret 5 to 10 years from today is when they hit menopause and they already started experiencing adrenal fatigue because we are constantly tunaumiza adrenal glands zetu na hizi weight loss tunafanya. And as women, we are also carrying a lot. You want to be at the gym in the morning, huwezi kosa gym. You want to run on Saturday, you can't rest. And then you hit 35, 40 and you're wondering what is happening. It was you. And then you've dieted all your life. So the narrative is starting from our side. But Judy, you've been doing so well. You're gaining muscle.
But let me, okay. Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
But so today we are shooting this like on Tuesday and you'll see this episode on Sunday. Wacha tu niwaambie ukweli. So today in the morning I woke up, last night before I went to bed, I decided, you know what? The 4th of March, which is today, is the day I go back to the gym. Officially this year. Yeah? A conversation I've been telling myself for a while now. And nikahakisha nimepanga gym bag yangu, nimepanga workout clothes. Kwanza nikahakisha nimetafuta kale kaset kampia kenye kanakaa vizuri ndio kanipatia psych motivation. Na nikahakisha nimeka alarm yangu for 5:30 in the morning. So by the 6:30 I'm out of the house, I go nini and then I come here by 10. Let me tell you, Nthenya, my alarm went off. And the truth of the matter is I wasn't actually sleepy like sisikii nini. But naamka hivi nasikia mwili yangu imekata like nasikia mwili yangu imekata. And the last time I was in the gym was last year, the first week of November only. Alafu nikaacha hapo. Na October we had been traveling a lot. So pia in October I think I had done like 1 week of gym. And I realized I had gotten to a point where I was getting angry with myself for not waking up to go to the gym. Like for not pushing myself to go to the gym.
But Judy, umekuwa ukitembea.
Exactly. But then, exactly in the year. So, today in the morning when I woke up, I was like, but who told you that the only way to keep fit
is go to the gym?
Do you know, Nthenya, what I did? I actually, around 6:30, juu sasa usingizi ilikuwa ishaisha. Because me I sleep early, so that I'm able to wake up early. So, by 6, nikaamka, nikavaa nguo but nikasave the nice set. Nikasema, hii naenda kutembea tu hapa home. So, nikavaa tu katets kingine hapo na t-shirt na kahudi. They actually went out and I walked for 30 minutes. I didn't do long. Hata sidhani nilifanya. Maybe I did like 2.5 kilometers of walking. But I came to the house and I felt so accomplished. I felt so good. I was like, Judy, you did something. Mpaka nikaka hivi nikasema, these are the pressures that we give ourselves. Hizi ndio hizo standards zenye tunaona on social media. And you think that fitness is the only way I can be fit is by doing this particular thing. But you forget that even waking up in your own house, uchukue skipping rope, uende hapo kwa balcony, uruke hata 100 skips, you're good, you've done something.
Correct.
So then when we talk about the beauty standards and all these things that we see on social media, what is this thing that gives us this pressure? And cause nafikiria mimi nafika hiyo point yenye najikumbusha, by the way, Judy, you're okay, and you don't need to do that, you can do this and you're still okay, you don't need to go to the gym, you can actually do something hapa tu nyumbani and you're okay. But for me to get to that point is because of, I would say, of a combination of many things, including therapy. So when in your class, when you're talking to all these women, how do you get them to get to that point of realizing hizi vitu zote zenye unasikia na hizi vitu zote umeresearch na ukona maybe no, there's actually something you can do from like within the comfort of your own environment to get you to where you need to be.
Nimeelewa. No, umesema vitu mob sana. You see, let me tell you, Judy, back to today morning, you listen to your body, and that is the best thing that you'd have done. Walking, you seem to be enjoying the walks more.
Very much.
And you're like, okay, enyewe gym si nitaenda tu ile siku. And by the way, you don't have to do 6 gym days. Women 2 to 3 or you're 2 to 4, you're good. Now, the pressure and what I tell women is, you see, we need to get to a point where you set the thing that will work for you within your budget and that makes you happy. Let me give you a very good example. Mimi nimetoka Ukambani and sisi we can walk.
Yes.
Judy, kabla watu wa step up wanze, mimi nitasema I started doing step up last year. Actually, we started using the step up kitambo.
Yeah.
We started using it. I'm so happy that a lot of people have come on board. Judy, I can walk. Hi, Judy, I can walk. Kwanza hii Saturday, Women's Day, I'm doing a 50,000 steps at night. So there's a challenge that is being done. So me, I'm just doing because I can walk. The only thing that stops me from walking ni jua.
Yeah.
But sasa hii usiku, I can walk.
Yes.
When you tell me to go to the gym, I enjoy going to the gym, but I figured out I don't like going to the gym when there's a lot of people. So I haven't gone to the gym just like you for especially this year because I'm like, there's the pressure of unaangaliwa kama nutrition by Nthenya, labda workout inakushinda, you know. But then when I'm there alone, up past 10, 11, you're Masaya landlords. Go to sawa, I'll do the workout very well. Yeah. But then I figured out it's not now fitting into my routine because 10, I'll need to talk to a client.
Yes.
But ni masaya kazi. But I had to sit down and say, okay, walking will work. I can wake up in the morning. Hata si need kwenda. I used to like Jaffrey's. I still like Jaffrey's. But sasa siku hizi tumeja.
Hot girl walk.
Yes. So what I do is that nitaamka hapo kwa nyumba around my compound and I've figured I can even get a clean 5,000 there. Yeah. Then jioni, katikati ya siku, I'll just walk up and down. Then jioni naeza ongeza kengine. You see, that one is not aesthetically pleasing. Like the hot girl walk.
It's not good enough for social media.
It's not good enough for social media. So makosa ni, maybe we want to do what looks like it's social media worthy and that will not hold. You know, I'm telling you this. Please mark my words. 1 year from today, we might not be enjoying the step up as we do. Because I've also found, watu waki wana shake simu. I'm like, that is not the fun of it. Watu wana shake simu ndo steps ziongezeke, Judy. Niko serious. So sasa, niko serious. So sasa sisi wenye tumekuwa tukifanya 10,000 every day, ukishapata na mtu hapo kila siku anafanya kama ka 50k. Now, wewe utafanya 50k saa ngapi na unataka kujob? So what you need to understand is sit down with yourself. By the way, acha nikwambie, tunajiita kama mkutano. Self-love. You say tough things to yourself. 1, I have not been consistent. Or 2, enyewe nimekuwa consistent, lakini maybe sijakuwa nikifeel poa because it doesn't look like it's Instagram or social media worth.
Yeah.
Ujiulize, these people on social media don't care about you. Are you doing it for the socials or you're doing it for yourself? Because hata mimi nimechukia historia, si lazima hata tupost tukiwa gym every day. Hata unaweza enda gym na usipost. you know.
Kabisa.
Ama unaweza enda gym alafu at the end of the week ndio tuambie I did my photo.
Day 1, day 2, day 3, yes.
So I think we need to take ourselves back. Sit International Women's Day. Please, kaa chini useme enyewe nimekuwa nikitembea but sijakuwa nikitembea ya kutosha. Self-check.
Yeah.
Do the first quarter self-check and say, okay, this one I've been doing, this one I haven't been doing.
Yeah.
This is you, not what social media is saying. Ukishafika hapo, uko na accountability kako. Unajua, si ati kuna social media tufanye hiyo accountability. Wewe kuwa na watu wako. Ambia Judy, kama Judy ni best yako. Ni kama Sele. Sele atanitatua ataniambia Nthenya Karura siku gani? Hiyo walk yote atakuwa tu ananiambia this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. Na mimi sitatafutana na Sele tena. You know, do your check. And Sele is because Sele ni mtu tunajuana. Do it with your Sele. Usitafutane ati na Sele mkatembee Karura.
Nasi lazima uende Karura, imagine.
Lazima
hapo tu kwako nyumbani.
Siku hizi kumejaa. Saturday hata kuna traffic.
But it's usually the first quarter. Wewe rudi uko June.
Let's see.
Uniambie tutakuwa wangapi.
But tusifanye kitu na pressure. Do it because you enjoy. And also tusi move na wave sana. Kama unapenda kuswim, usijilazimishe kwa steps. Si bado swimming ni movement. Mi sijui kuswim. Nitajieka kwa swimmers kweli. Juu naona the next wave ni kama tutaenda swimming. Sisi sote tununue swimming caps, tununue bikinis. Cannot be me. Sindakuwa na struggle. But kutembea, I can walk every day. Hapo, kumbe na wewe pia. At least tuko na wewe.
So, still on that nini ya social media and understanding the reason why you're working out. So if I've decided to take care of my body, there's a reason why I want to do it. And the thing we are saying here is we need to do it from a point of self-love.
Correct.
Si ati point yenye naangalia kwa kioo nachukia ile kitu naona sasa na decide sasa I want to work out, because then that beats the logic for self-love. It needs to be, it's because I love myself. Like I love me. And I want to make sure that this particular body of mine at age 70 bado inaniserve vile inafaa ikikuwa inaniserve. And that Nthenya, wacha nikurudishe nyuma kidogo hapo kwa gym. The reason, and I've been asking myself why I'm struggling going back to the gym. And I've realized for me, one, gym, the monotony of it inafika mahali inaanza kunibo. The fact that ni leg day, back, sijui ya upper body, sijui what. It gets to a point I feel like it's monotonous na inanibo. And then age.
Correct.
Then Judy wa 5 years ago mwenye alikuwa anafanya squat ya almost 100 kgs. Last year I did gym for like 8 out of the 12 months. Or maybe 9 actually out of the 12 months. Then the heaviest I could squat, the heaviest. Tukifika November, hiyo wiki ya kwanza, I don't think I can do more than 40 kgs.
Correct.
So, nika realize, gosh, my body is changing. And I need to give myself grace. Kwa sababu yule Judy wa 5 years ago, na huyu Judy wa saizi, they are not the same people. And I remember having this conversation with my trainer, akiniambia, you know, see what, it's not, as in many women don't actually understand themselves vile wewe unajielewa. Because nilikuwa namwambia, mimi sitaki pressure. I am not here to set any standards.
Correct.
I am not here trying to look like a particular person. I'm not here for abs. I don't care. For abs, I do not care. Kabisa for abs and those
By the way,
things.
women, I will say this loudly. Women's bodies are not meant to have abs. By the time you get to the abs state, you've already actually started experiencing some issues with your hormones. Bodybuilders will tell you. Wow, comment up and down. Periods zinapotea. Abs. Women's bodies, there's a reason why your body as a woman, the fat percentage should be around 20 to 33.
Yeah.
Okay? For men, ni uko chini. Uko karibu 14, 16.
Yeah.
There's a reason. Their bodies are more masculine so they can have abs. Sisi, we are not meant for abs. Our bodies are made to carry babies. Babies will not be carried with abs.
That's true.
Yeah. So Judy, sorry to cut you short, but I really wanted to point out that. And the other thing is, you said it very well. Judy of 5 years and Judy of now.
2 two very different
what
people.
did I say when I sat here?
Yeah.
That the reason why I feel like women need to self-love more is because we are going through different stages. Nitakupa a very good example. Abel Leo might be lifting heavier than he was. The change that is happening to Abel is that he's just getting stronger most of the time. Testosterone, kama ana work out, vizuri sana. Wewe, kaperimenopause kanafanya hivi.
Akasha kikini.
Kanafanya hivi. Unakafeel, kajoto, ka hot flash hapa. So what is happening is that we need to realize our bodies in your change. Nilikuwa nakwambia. One, ulibeba mumbus when you are very young. Yes. Your body was still trying to understand. Guy, tuko hapi hapa. And then you found a balance, so that time you are strong. Yeah. Right now, your fat cells are even changing because of the perimenopause and menopause. And estrogen inanzanga kudip. The reason why you cannot be able to also perform the same workouts is because your estrogen is dipping, which is your power hormone. Yeah. Estrogen inakufanyanga upone haraka by the way from workouts. Yes. Unlike men will lift, but they don't recover as fast. Sasa ukiendekea menopause na perimenopause na menopause, estrogen inaanzanga kudip. And you know one of the reasons why it dips, of course because of age. But remember adrenal fatigue niliongelea kitambo, that we are constantly straining our adrenal glands. Tunazichosha. So ni ile kubeba. You remember there's a session we went to and that lady was saying carrying bags. Women are just carrying and carrying. So adrenal fatigue is not a medical term. It's just something we use to explain. So adrenal glands, we need them in the perimenopause and menopause to produce estrogen. Zilisha choka. So Judy, today I'll tell you what you need to do is also follow your menstrual cycle. Yeah. So we call it menstrual syncing. Mimi Judy venye nimejua sahi, there are days I go for self-care. Nyo wana tulipatana mahali juzi. There are specific days I can't go for. I don't do my nails before that time because I know during my luteal phase, which is after day 14, hapo niko groggy, PMS kicks in. I just need mtu ani massage miguu azioshwe. But now the first 0 to 14 days, so period day to 14 days, hapo you work out like a crazy human being energy. Because you have energy, your estrogen is kicking. That time you feel all lovey-dovey. Hata mtu akikuuliza nini tufanye alafu huyo mtu akutafuta the next 2 weeks uko zile za. So we need to menstrual sync, and we also need to understand menopause is coming. Let's prep for it. Gain slow muscle. Let's reduce the dieting. And most importantly, please let's rest. Guy, Judy, atulali.
Rest is important.
Watoto wakienda kulala, wale watoko na toto, the husband and the babies have slept. Self-care. Ndio sayo you want to scroll
TikTok until 2 a.m. in the morning.
2 a.m. in the morning, and then hormonal imbalance kicks in, and you're wondering, guy, kuliendaje? Ni kulala ukulala.
Sasa hapo umesema kitu. Amesema let's take care of our nutrition as well.
Correct.
That contributes highly too.
So it does. Nthenya,
nutrition versus dieting. Let's talk about that. Like, what's the difference? Because there's a difference. And I feel like most of us think it's the same. It's the same thing, but it's not the same thing, right?
It's not. The current way of eating, when we eat right nowadays, when you eat a lot of vegetables and enough protein and kagugali kadogo, that is what is proper nutrition. A lot of us think it's dieting.
Yes.
But there's dieting where you say, I'm not going to eat carbohydrates for the next 3 weeks because I want to make sure that my body is not retaining any water, or I'm going to do this smoothie diet, or I will include this, or I'm going to do extreme fasting. Fasting ni mzuri. Lakini tuna overdo. By the way, there's something called Fasting Like a Girl. It's actually an amazing book by a lady called Mindy Pelz. And I like that she insists on ladies, musi fast the entire month. Si nimesema tu menstrual syncing sahi. So when we talk about dieting, it's those crazy things that we are doing. Either you're doing soup diet, cabbage peke yake, ama unakula mayai peke yake, ama unakunywa smoothies peke yake, and there's a tricky balance. But when it comes to proper good nutrition, it's something, Judy, you can do today, tomorrow, and you can do it anywhere. When you grasp the content, what it entails. For example, ukienda, si ulikuwa Iran? Si nilikuwa naona tumchele hapo? Si nilikuwa naona dal, inakaa kama mande yetu? Nilikuwa naona vegetables. With nutrition, you can do it everywhere. Lakini with dieting, small travel is going to throw you off balance and you're like, okay, I'm going to be back to my diet when I come back. That is not right. That one, itakurusha vibaya sana as a lady.
So nutrition for weight loss.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Nutrition for weight loss. I would rather say nutrition for fat loss.
Okay, fat loss.
Weight loss, you can lose both muscle, fat, and even water.
Okay.
The reason why there's that lose 7 kgs in 10 days is because you lose the water weight. See, that's weight loss. Yeah, that's the difference. But for fat, yes. When you lose, it's true, they lose 7 kgs in 10 days, but you've only lost the water. Because when you're not every carbohydrate that you eat, when it's stored, every gram of carbohydrate is stored with 3 grams of water. So when you don't eat any carbohydrate whatsoever, you shrink like a raisin. Una shrink. So you may lose.
Yeah.
And after
but
7,
ni maji tu.
So fat loss is where we are at. The biggest thing that anyone should never forget is fiber. Aki, we take fiber for granted. I've seen there's a trend on protein. But if we gave fiber the same energy tunapea protein, aki tungekuwa mbali, because fiber ni kama kina vegetables, and me, I'm still here. We still eat fruits under nutrition by Nthenya. Guy, hii mambo ya kusema mtu sikule matunda hii mrembo yote itatoka wapi? See, you account for that sugar in your diet. You're not supposed to be on a 0 sugar diet either way. Okay.
Yeah.
We can always talk about that. Then do a lot of fiber. Different. Akis tusikule cabbage kila siku. Ladies, ni sisi tuko na cycles. Let's eat cabbage, broccoli, let's eat carrots. And then you start understanding what is in these things. When you're eating cabbage and when you're eating broccoli and carrots, it's very different. It's fiber, but different. So what you can do, your cabbage, you can eat it with ndoma and protein, like nyama. But when you're eating broccoli and carrots, so you can do it with chicken alone. We don't have to have another carbohydrate there. So we need to start understanding the basics. So fiber. Gut health is something that I've talked about this year a lot. And I will still have another challenge on the same media. Basically because the more fiber you consume, we say 20 to 30 types of fiber per week. The more you do, the more different gut bacteria thrive. And then fat loss inaanza kuhappen if you now make sure that you're having good protein. Akina nikisema protein. Ile deep fried sio protein. Hiyo imekotiwa. Mtu anakuja ananiambia Nthenya, unajua nimekuwa nikikula protein na niko sawa. You can't be doing deep fried food and you're saying that's protein. That is fat that you're eating. Then a very small portion of carbohydrate depending on your energy activity. For example, kama you're driving home, you get to work, and then back from work to home. Why are you eating carbohydrates like that? Surely?
Because hakuna mahali unaenda
aki hujatumia energy tuseme ukweli. Hata kama ulienda gym asubuhi, you can just eat a carbohydrate for that meal. The rest of the meals don't need. And then for sure, let's include some fasting. Why I would say that is because akijudi hii mambo ya tumekula dinner 6 na bado ninakuona kwa kitchen ukitafuta kitu 10 p.m.
usiku.
But if you fast, but if you fast between 6 p.m. and 8 a.m. the next day, imagine you've already done 14 hours.
That's true, by the way.
But to snack stock.
You've already fasted in a sense.
You have. Fasting has been there for a very long time. A very long time.
So when you talk about fasting, haimanishi yenye tunasema siku hizi ati
72
hours, 48, 72 hours, going for 3 straight days.
100 hours.
I don't understand that.
You see, if you want to do the prolonged fasts, maybe you're doing them for a health reason. You want to completely kill inflammation. You can do that once every year. But every week you're doing 36 hours. And then you're a lady and you're wondering why your periods are missing. There's something we call dysmenorrhea so you miss periods because your body is not getting enough nutrients. Acha nikwambie Judy, there's nothing that is more intelligent than our bodies. When your body automatically senses there's less nutrition, it starts focusing on pumping blood. You moving. Mambo ya period, stop.
Inacha.
The same way you said fat is good for you. Hormones are the biggest percentage of hormones. They are created by fat. So sasa ukuli mafuta, ukuli tu avocado, sasa unatakaje?
Hey.
So there's a lot. Let me tell you, there's a lot we can talk about women and self-care and fat loss, because the same way you're asking about weight loss and fat loss.
Yeah.
Imagine, Judy, there are people who are begging me in my DM, Nthenya, mimi, if I just gain a bit,
I will be okay.
If I just gain. So basics of the same. Imagine zina remainingi. Hautatoa ati fiber juu unataka kugain weight.
Yeah.
It is just the quantities that change. Yes. Because some people are not gaining weight because their gut health is not good. Some people are not losing weight because their gut health is not good.
Yeah.
Balance, iko tu hapo. And then, of course, under that, I would say, please let's stop doing crazy things.
Yeah.
Aki slimming wire people, me, I'm just coming for you.
Guy, me, I just saw some videos on TikTok. I was like, what?
But you see what happens when you remove the slimming wires. So you'll go back to eating.
Yeah.
You're just forcing yourself to be in a calorie deficit, and you can do it. You can just teach yourself to be in a calorie deficit.
And then,
mindset.
And then the injections we are taking for fat loss.
Judy, unataka tukujiwe?
Alafu mimi wacha ni guy.
Okay, we are doing crazy things.
Yeah.
We are doing a lot of things, and I will say this. Obesity is the enemy, but don't go for any shortcut when you've not worked on your mindset.
Yeah.
Imagine after, the GL, they are called GLP-1 injections. Most of them, they are not new. They started a long time huko 2-3 years ago. Watu Australia walikuwa wanazijua kitambo. The people who are on them then, they've already regained the weight. Kwanza you regain it almost double. So the mistake that we do is wish this is my final resort. Enyewe sitawai gain tena. Utagain bado. Wacha tu nikwambie ukweli.
We know people. I know people who've done all those things. Who've done balloons.
Alafu wakafanya.
Alafu unashindwa kilo zimerudi na zikarudi kabisa.
And you see, Judy, standards again. The same people who did balloons, they're the same people who are doing the injections right now. And they're the same people tomorrow, a company. And you see, and I will say this, imagine those people are paid to tell you to do that thing. Then they don't pay.
They're making money.
And that injection, the amount of money, and you see, Judy, mtu anakujanga tu kwa DM yangu. Hi, I'd like to lose. Namwambia, okay, this is my charge for teaching you how to do it.
Yeah.
And then huyo mtu ananiambiaje, akiodoni mob, lakini nilikuwa nimeongea na mtu wa injection. I'm like, my 2-month program is just one injection.
Yeah.
Can we at least be serious?
Yeah.
And even with the lifestyle change, I'm not saying it is final or anything. It is a continuous process. It is not a sprint. How did you feel when you went to Kili?
It felt so good.
It felt good. And ilikuwa ulipambana, kuna place ulichoka, unajiuliza ulitoka home, unaenda wapi.
Yeah.
But then at the end you are like,
I felt so proud of myself.
If it was a sprint, ungeenda Kilimanjaro ku sprint. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's the beauty in the journey. There's just the beauty in the journey and understanding I have put in the work myself. But anyway, ukiona, for sure. Because sometimes we say, mi nafanya hii because I have tried everything and it's not worked. The only thing you've not tried is consistency. Let's stop.
Yeah.
Because that's what are we passing to kina Mumbua. Judy, unajua mi niko na mtoto wako 13 aliniambia, I don't need to follow your diet. I can always do surgery. That thing.
A 13-year-old.
Judy, mi nimekwambia hii job yangu hiyo nililisha tu. I was like, this child cannot have known this by themselves.
They've seen it somewhere.
And they've had.
Exactly. They've had it. And it's just from hapo kwa nyumba yao. Yeah, simbali.
Please, let's be keen on what we are teaching our children. But mi nitasema Gen Z, self-love Gen Z watawafunza.
Yeah.
Millennial ndo
Millennials ndo tuna struggle all this social media.
Yeah.
Teachings. Because, there are people now who trust me. I'm on social media. I'm a social media content creator. I'm an influencer. But sometimes the things I see, I'm like, kuna watu wameamini mtandao sasa imekuwa, like mtandao ndio lecturer. Wow, huyo ndio. Like, akisema hivi mwalimu, tunafuata. But there's a lot of misinformation on social media. But
those people who even do those things are not professionals. For sure, if you want to do something, don't do because so-and-so said. Go sit with a professional.
Yeah.
Ask your doctor, ask your nurse, what am I putting myself into? What is the side effect potential? Because you see, one of the side effects for the injections and a lot of the procedures we do is they affect your gut health.
Yeah.
Judy, watu hata kukuambia venye wanaumangwa na tumbo and they never show us that because see the money kaching has to come through. Enyewe hata mimi nikilipo anyway. Judy, I'll
Utasema
tell
tu
you.
vitu positive.
Na mimi sitasema positive. Those companies have been reaching out to me and I've said no because I'm not going to put my clients on. I have.
You don't. Also, it doesn't align with who you are.
And also,
Nthenya,
it is just short term. It is short term.
Nutrition.
Yeah.
Sasa ukikuja kuniambia sasa nidunge sindano, sinkama hiyo ni shortcut.
Na mimi nataka kuku hapa next year. I want to talk to Mumbuza about nutrition when she gets to menopause because I'll still be like a consultant.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very true. And I think for me that's the lesson I have learned so far for myself, that I want to be fit for as long as I am alive. And fitness does not mean one particular thing. Correct. Yeah, it means I can explore different types of... Okay, but wacha niseme hapo ni-emphasize. For me, fitness is I'm either in the gym or I'm doing something hapo nyumbani. Either nitafanya tu bapist wangu hapo, ama niende nikimbie, ama nifanye hizo na niangalie kile nakula. Because I think also nutrition is the biggest thing. I think nutrition is... They say it's 80% of...
It's 80%, but just beyond it being 80%, if you don't sit and have a good relationship with the food, kabisa ujue, you're not saying no to this chapo because you hate it or because of anything. You're just like, I don't need the extra piece. You know, kama nimeona venye watu wameingililia mtu wa mischap. I'm like, mischaps. I'm like, mumwachie tu kadogo. You know, but if she sits, you know, I like that she sat and decided mimi. You know, by the beginning of the year, she's decided yeye mwenyewe. Kabla hata mlete the pressure. So, if you decide you don't want this because it doesn't align, that's okay. But then don't sit because now Nthenya has said, tusikule kabisa. Sit and take everything with a pinch of salt. Yeah.
They say everything is good for your body when it comes to the things that we eat. It's just the portions.
Yeah, just
hapo tu ndio tunakuanga na shida kubwa nayo.
Kama chocolate inakuanga poa sana ya PMS. Sasa mimi nikuja nikuambia usikule chocolate. Of course nakufunza dark chocolate 80% kwenda juu, good for PMS. Lakini kona skari, you just eat it uko nje, don't bring it to the house. Evo. Small things.
Sikule bamzima pia.
Skule bamzima pia.
Sitting hapo umekula whole bar of chocolate.
Hiyo mambo hatutafanya.
I feel like there's a lot we can talk about when it comes to this particular conversation and this particular topic. I feel like there's a lot we can talk about. But for this particular conversation, it was just to do, if you're planning to go work out, but from a point of self-love.
Correct.
Usianze kwenda tizi juu nachukia vile mikono yangu inakaa, nachukia vile tumbo yangu inakaa, nachukia, because I feel like then the perception you have in your head, hata ukienda kwa hiyo gym
utaenjoy.
Hata mood vibe yenye uko nayo hapo ndani,
you'll be so wrong already.
But I feel like there's a lot. I feel like this is a conversation we need to continue.
Tutakuja kwa comments tuangalie venye watakuwa wamesema, and then we can always look back. But then I'll just say this. You are your current body is someone's dream goal. Look at it and treasure it so much so that you enjoy the journey. Let's not work from a point of guy nataka kukua ule. You should be your own body goals. Yes, and you can actually still be perfect, a perfect masterpiece, while you're still putting in the work.
That's true. That's true.
Ukue poa size 14, ukue tu sawa size 12, hata ukifika size 8. And by the way, unaweza fika hiyo size 8 upate hata ujilike huko. Uanze kuniambia Nthenya nirudishe kwenye nilikuwa. So enjoy the current.
Oh, I like that. That you're a masterpiece. As I am right now, a masterpiece. As I work towards this
other masterpiece. Correct.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Nthenya.
Thank you, Judy, for having me.
I feel like it's a very timely conversation, and I feel like kwa akili yangu, I think niko na maswali mingi sana naweza taka kuuliza. But for now, we will end the conversation here. But tell us in the comment section, from what you've had Nthenya mention, what other topics would you like us to cover here? Because nimesema Nthenya is a resident of this channel, so she will come back. Ama from everything that she has mentioned, what would you like her to expound on? Kitu na feel, ebu ita Nthenya arudi akuja tuambie on this particular topic. Yeah, because in this era of social media and the internet, there's a lot we are consuming,
There's a lot.
and most of it is good and some of it is just not good.
I think we also choose you can unfollow. Mi husema tu
Una
unfollow,
mute.
but una mute mtu kama anakupea negative pressure, just mute, because
Just mute, yeah.
unajua ubaya nini, utajump leo kutoka kwa Judy, kesho uende kwa mwingine, uone watu wametoka gym, the next day watu wana swim, uende usign up gym, and maybe it wasn't even part of your budget.
That's true.
Let's remain grounded, set our boundaries, including social media boundaries.
Yeah, very important. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nthenya, for coming.
Thank you, Judy,
we
for
will
having
go through
me.
the comment section after the episode airs, alafu tutarudisha Nthenya tena for another conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judy.
And until next time, guys, kwaherini.